In this video, I'll be showing you a group call recording where I go over why you might be creating objections on your sales calls, how to properly set your frame, and how to handle skeptical and defensive prospects, and a hell of a lot more so that you can level up your commissions in 2026. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Itai. I've gone from almost getting fired from my very first sales role to being the top performer on my company's leaderboard month after month after month, averaging over 20K a month in commissions as a 21 to 22-year-old at the time. And since I've done it, I'm here to help you do exactly the same thing. Now, this was actually a group call in my free Discord community called Blackpod, where I break down my own student sales calls line by line for 2 hours each time, multiple days a week. And yes, you guys have access to it as well. And as always, if you want direct help from me and only me, one-on-one, there's a link in the description to book in some time, and I'll see what I can do.
Yo, what's up, my mentor?
Shut the fuck up. What up?
What up? What up?
Let some people in. It's gonna be a bigger call than usual.
Yeah, so how's the structure gonna work?
So everyone that's gay is allowed to talk and get their call reviews. Everyone that isn't can't.
Wait, so the gay people are at advantage? So I'm at advantage?
Yeah, you, that, and then the other guys that come in. Guys straight, I'm in straight, Emmanuel straight.
Rohan's gonna get a lot of calls too because he's a gay minority.
Pretty gay, dude.
Yeah,
Tesolating.
Exactly. That's how it's gonna be. That's exactly how it's gonna be.
So
And
you're just gonna essentially allow like just people who aren't mentored by you yet, join the calls for free and stuff?
Yep.
Cool. I should invite some people. You want me to invite some people?
Go for it. Have them join the Discord. Only you guys though get to get your calls reviewed. Out of respect and fairness for you guys. So we're gonna do it that way. And yeah, the rest of you guys can just like listen and join in and shoot the shit. We'll give it like a few minutes, we'll let other people join in. But Guy, what's up, bro?
Chilling, dog. Wanted to come support.
You good?
You're
Nice. How's everything going?
good. I'm calling for a B2B offer. It's doing pretty well.
Right. Yeah. Is it what, Send Blue, or who are you going for?
Nah, 7-figure docs. Marketing to doctors and
Marketing to
lawyers
doctors.
and as accountants.
Like the practices?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dentists, chiropractors, shit like that. So no more B2C, no more nonsense.
What's the ticket?
3 to 8K.
3 to 8. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Emmanuel, what up, bro? Pleasure to meet you.
Hey Ty, I got your link from the Discord server. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine, bro. You're all good. Welcome in, bro.
So
Enjoy.
essentially I got the link from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
thank
Welcome. Welcome, bro. Join. Cool. Cool. Dad, you all good, bro? Good morning. What time is it? Can't hear you.
Hey, hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, man? It's 6 a.m.
6 a.m. in Australia.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Love it. All right, cool. Sick. All right, let's let a few more people in, and then we'll get rocking.
How many times a week are you gonna do these calls? The free ones?
3 a week.
3?
Same as always.
Cool.
All right, cool. Sick. All right, let's get some calls. That you have any ones from yesterday? Any new ones?
I was just mainly doing like setting calls to set up for the virtual meets. So I booked the virtuals yesterday. But like, do you want a call? Do you want me to bring up a call?
Actually, here, while you find one, there's one I'm gonna review for Chris, the handsome man that just hopped in. Chrissy boy,
Yo, what's up, fellas?
what's going on?
I'll grab the link.
Cool. Yeah, pull up the call you wanted me to go over. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. Okay, we got some other guys. Should be coming in shortly. I don't care if there's one person here, if there's 100 people here, whoever's here is going to level up and whoever isn't. Straight up. And also for whoever is here, camera's got to be on. If not, I'm just going to kick you out. So let's make that.
Wait, did you tell him about the pre-call ritual that we do too?
Hmm?
Did you tell him about the pre-call ritual? Like everybody has to like stand up and dance.
No, tell them.
Yeah, so usually like before every call,
Hey, Vincent, your mic is off. I love it. All right, cool. Michael, welcome in, bro. Pleasure to meet you. Alex, camera on, please. Welcome in, welcome in.
am I able to unmute? Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's pull this call up. Okay. All right. Pleasure to meet you, Alex. Welcome to the call.
Hi,
Where are you from?
I'm from LA.
Oh shit, sorry to hear that. No, I'm just kidding.
Where are you from?
The better part of the world in Florida.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. How'd you know? All right, cool. Everyone who's here, camera's on. That's all I ask of you. Shut the fuck up when you need to shut the fuck up. If there is something very, very important, raise your hand and I'll happily answer your questions. No retarded comments. Let me make the retarded comments and we'll go from there, yeah? Cool. Let's pull this up for Mr. Chris. All right. Sick. So Chris, what happened here? Give us a little rundown.
So she rambled on a little bit, got into logistics a bit early, and we got to the fear at minute 24. She came on a call not ready for a program, and I was, scared of those types of prospects, and we were able to overcome her fear of failure and excuses that she's been making, and no objections at the end, just some Klarna action, 7,500 PIF.
Boom. So you closed her. Okay, sick. Good job. Oh, you took this last week. Okay, nice.
Yep, and for people who don't know, I'm on Budget Dog, and we help people with their finances. So it's a personal finance offer.
Boom. Boom. All right.
This meeting is being
Okay. Did my phone calls go through or no?
You guys can hear it, yeah?
They probably did.
Okay. Well, now that we are here, nice to meet you. I'm Chris over here at Budget.
I did honestly to just get the process through to get the resources for the book and stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of, and I told him too, like I don't really know like what the call is necessarily for or anything.
Great. Well, let's let you know what the call is for so we can figure that out.
Yeah. I'm like, that's why we kind of have these calls. But before we get like too into that, do we have anything pressing at the top of the hour just in case we go a couple minutes over?
No, I don't have anything the rest of the day.
Okay. And did you get a chance to, I know you said you get the book. Did you get a chance to look over the resources that we sent your way?
I got to look over some.
Good. This is important for especially this kind of prospect, just to gauge like her level of intent and see where she's at. Since she goes, I don't know what the call is for. Let's see if she did her homework and went through the pre-call resources. And if she did, great. We'll have her explain what she got from it and why it was helpful. If she didn't, then that already shows us like, hey, this prospect isn't so serious. We're going to have to either send her off her way, make her do her homework, or double down in discovery.
Of them, yeah. And
Okay.
then I was kind of just reviewing like some of the debt that I had. Like I talked to Malachi the middle of last year. I bought another property and kind of started 2 other businesses. So like the way my finances look now versus what they looked like 6 months ago is drastically different. So I'm kind of
Okay.
a little scattered on that.
We can definitely get to look into those things. I mean, really, to let you.
Good. She's already trying to like start the call and, take frame. She's a bit scattered on her finances. So Chris is taking frame now and getting straight into
We
it.
can definitely get to look into those things. I mean, really, to let you, kind of why we do these calls. Really, it's for me to get a good understanding of what your goals are with your personal. I mean, if it's okay with you, I'll just ask you a handful of different questions about your financial situation. And look, I'm totally aware that conversations around finances can be scary, sometimes uncomfortable, especially with someone that you've just
So you change it a bit to what the other guy did, right? I like it.
met, or it being
By the
tight.
way, have you done this on all your calls since then, and have you found it helpful? Like, what have you seen from it?
Yeah, some people, by just looking at them, I know I probably shouldn't even do that, but
Okay.
it lands, it doesn't help much, but I've just been doing it to kind of get more data points on the board with it. So we'll see where it goes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, don't always do something for every prospect because everyone's different. Some people you feel like you'll have to, some you don't. Just use your social awareness and engage it, okay?
Do different things like shame, shame or guilt, or just feeling like I'm not where I want to be, and attaching your self-worth to your net worth kind of thing. And so really my intent is just to dig in and see if there's any gaps in your current process, or if there's anyone at all, and just to see if there's alignment, to see if what goals that we do have. Is that okay with you?
It is. I mean, I guess just depends on what the outcome is going to be from it, just because I felt like, I mean, just being completely honest, like I was not really in a spot to like start a whole program or anything. I was just like, I want the book and look at the tools. And then, I just feel like it's kind of.
Sure, and I can't imagine you're the kind of person that just books in calls with random people from the internet all day, do you? No, I don't. Okay, cool. So like what's the biggest reason? Now you're back into the call. Yeah. You could also say, I'd imagine you really value your time. Like do this. You strike me as someone that really values your time, right? Yeah, I do. Yeah, and I can't imagine you just like book these random calls with people from the internet all the time. Do you? No, I don't. Cool. So what was the reason behind you booking a call with us and looking to improve your finances with Budget Dog?
Went a
Kind
little
of
faster than I had anticipated. It
like
went.
not in a
Oh, there's the fear already. It went faster than anticipated. What I like to say is like, yeah, success loves speed. Wouldn't you agree?
Hello?
Mute yourself. Thanks.
like not in a spot to like I don't even know if we can help you yet, so like that's
Right.
not a bother. Like when
Yeah.
you say like not in a spot to do a program, like is it the case where like you almost feel like you were kind of pushed in or forced to a call like this, or
A little bit. I mean, kind of, yeah. Because
yeah.
even downloading the book and the resources, like
Okay, so I wouldn't do that, Chris. I'll tell you why. You're kind of opening the room for her to externalize and say like this person did this to me, this happened to me, they did this, they forced me on this call, that kind of thing. Yeah, don't open the door for her to do that. Do it how I just did it a few seconds ago, where you can just like switch back the frame and you're back in control. Yeah. Because now you have to justify everything and go through that rabbit hole.
What you're referring to is, hey, I'd imagine like you don't just book a random call with someone off the internet every day, right?
Yeah, like yeah, I mean, you strike me as someone that like values your time, right? Yeah, like she bought into it, right? Cool. And I can't imagine you just booking these random calls from people from the internet all the time, do you? No, I don't. Great.
the only option to like click to get to the next screen to do that was to schedule the call with Malachi. And I was like, okay. And then that call was like, I mean, Malachi was super nice, not pushy and aggressive at all.
Sure,
Super nice, but
that's good to
also
know.
just
I mean, he's not that cool, but yeah, I guess go ahead. Right? Just throw in some humor. Like she's like very tense and like stiff. She's like, I'm on a sales call with a sales rep. I don't want to get sold something. Like that's where she's at. So like show her that you're a human, cracking a few jokes. Like you got that charm too, bro. So you could definitely do that. You know, you have a great fucking smile. You have a very likable face. So use it to your advantage. Yeah.
kind of like, oh, well, this is just part of the next step. Like,
Right.
well, let's do this.
So I'm happy to like I'm a pretty blunt, honest guy to the point. Like I'm not here to, like twist your arm into anything, but like I guess
Don't worry, I don't bite. I'm not that scary. I mean, have you seen my face? Do I look like someone that would do well in jail? No, I'm a good guy. I have a mom and dad. I'm a Christian, like all that. All right, maybe that's a bit too much, but you get the point.
just start like big picture, just to kind of see where you're at, because I genuinely want to see if we can help you. And so
Okay.
before we jump into like specific numbers, what's like the main goal here? Like, what do you want to
Good.
accomplish beyond the ones and zeros?
Well, I had got Brendan's book, the first book that he had, and I thought that that was really interesting. I read it. It actually helped me kind of
Wait. So she bought his book. She read his book. She's talking to you like this. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, she's already been like actively trying to do something here. So her telling you, I'm not looking for a program, I'm not ready for a program, she's already lying to herself. Because she doesn't want to be sold. That's why.
develop my own budget tracker and investment tracker. And so I was doing investments. I actually had opened an IRA account, which I hadn't had prior to reading his book. So then like I kind of, like I said, I bought a new property and opened 2 more businesses and kind of just got a little bit like derailed from like my personal finance goals and kind of just not paying attention to like expenses and
And when you
investment.
say derailed, how do you mean?
Good.
So I mean, like I was following my spreadsheet and like very like kind of stuck to how much I was investing in my 401k and in my IRA and all of that stuff. And then when like I bought the properties and started the businesses, there wasn't funds to do that. So I was kind of funneling that into those to get them going, and then creating debt in the process that I didn't have before. So now I'm just kind of coming back to ground.
How much debt? Right. This is where we would want to get like some clarity on it.
We find out later. I kind of waited to hold off on that question. She was 97,000 in debt.
Jeez Louise.
It was from an investment property, but she still had some pain with it. So I'm like, okay.
All right.
Zero and saying, okay, what do I even owe? Like, you know, what is out there debt wise? How can I get that paid off? And how can I get back to where I was investing like I was before? So just to kind of
Got
regroup.
it. Okay. And what were you in terms of, I know like pouring a lot of money into the business, like business, I'm always ups and downs and ebbs and flows there. What were you doing before that in terms of like investment strategy and really a plan in place that?
So prior to June of last year, when I bought the second property and started the other 2 businesses, I was trying to aim for like 10% of my income to be investments. So I tried to max out like the IRA. I think it was like 7,200 or 7,500. So my goal was to max that out, and then I had just your regular, I don't know, it's called like a TOD account, where it's just investments. I think you can just buy stocks and stuff in it. And that's kind of where I was, like 10% roughly.
Yeah. So just like invest, like you're talking about 10% return, like from what you were investing, or what are you referring to?
No, like 10% of my income was what my goal was to try to invest.
Got
So
it.
like,
And were we hitting that goal?
we were, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were.
And then so bought the property. I'm kind of curious, like what had us bought the property and start 2 other businesses? That sounds exhausting.
It was, yeah. And I torture myself, I think. But
Torture yourself.
Good. Let's fucking go. Good job.
yeah, I like to stay really super busy for some reason. Like I'll go fine for a while and everything will be good, and then I'm like jump into something.
Where does that come from, if I can ask?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably the past few years would be so in 2003, I lost my brother, my mom, and my dad. So it was like a lot of grief on top of each other. So I think I just kind of stay busy so I don't stop moving, I guess, as part of that.
And look, I know we met Seth.
Look how she's looking away.
So I think I just kind of stay busy so I don't stop moving, I guess, as part of that.
Like this is like very, very heavy to her. You know, like she's like uncomfortable like talking about it, but it's good that you're talking about it. There's something here for sure.
And look, I know we met 7 minutes and 13 seconds ago, but like that's heavy. Like I don't just want to glaze past
That's
that.
heavy.
I lost my grandfather
Good.
about 4 months ago now, and he
I'm
was sick
sorry.
for a while. But like, and I only bring that up. Like I'm really sorry, Amanda.
Thank you. Thank
Like
you.
I that's I can't like imagine like three.
Yeah.
Like this is already different than like the first minute of the call. Like she probably wants to give you a hug now, you know?
It was pretty quick, all within 13 months. And so, I mean, I've had my main business for 10 years now. So
Okay.
I'm not normally this like all over the place with things, but yeah, I definitely like to stay busy.
Okay, so now like her being all over the place, like what kind of impacts has that made around her? Right? Like that's stressful, it's heavy, overwhelming, I'd imagine. Multiple businesses, investment properties. Like I only have this house. This isn't even investment property. I'm overwhelmed just having this house, and it's fuck. Like imagine what she's going through.
Wanting to stay busy to kind of just like mentally deal with like, man, this is crazy. I'm just gonna like stay busy and like keep my head into work kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Mhm.
A little bit.
Well, when you say kind of, like I don't want to put words in your mouth, like what would that be for you?
Good.
No, I mean it really is kind of that. I mean, I just
It really is that. Kinda. Her saying kinda is like downplaying it. Yeah? But we both know that's not the case. You read her already.
the busier I am, the less I have time to like downtime to feel bad or sad. So I just
Mhm.
keep moving.
Yeah, and like how has that been going? Like the past, like you said, 12, 13 months, is that?
Yeah, so they all passed in 2023. So I do feel
Okay.
like now, I mean, grief never gets easier. You just learn how to carry it, right? So
Mhm.
I do feel like I'm in a better space than I was, like let's say 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
And when we say better space, what do you mean by that exactly?
Good.
maybe able to function and not
Like you're picking up on all these things. You're probing and you're clarifying. Most like before you would kind of just like breeze past it and assume what that means in your mind, but you don't really know. You asking her that, you know, she knows, it's in the room. So there's like no skirting your way around it, which is very, very important.
I think what helps me slow down the conversation is just play dumb as like rule
Yeah.
number one.
Always. I say this to you guys all the time. Like be retarded. Like what do you mean? How so? What are you talking about? Even if you somewhat know the answer, like you don't really know until you know. You don't know until the person says it. Because if you kind of assume it and then you make an assumption and then the prospect corrects you and says, no, it's not that, it's this. In their mind, you're not really listening or you don't really understand them. You getting clarity allows you to like ask these better, deeper questions and also get better answers from someone like her, especially since she, came into the call very like closed off and I don't want to buy a program. I'm not ready for a program. It was going too fast. I was pressured into getting on a call. You see like how the pace of the call is so different now? Like you made her feel comfortable with you because you leveled with her. This is phenomenal.
not to just, breaking down all the time and wanting to like interact with people again and continue
Yeah.
with life.
Do we have kids and family that we take care of, or what does that sort of look like?
Yep. So I'm married. We've been together almost 20 years, and I have
Okay.
2 kids from a previous marriage. They
Okay.
28 and 24, a
Okay.
boy and a girl.
Okay.
They are like
2024,
married
okay.
and out of the house and doing their own thing.
Okay.
Chris, this is something that could be golden for you at this point when she says like I'm married. Like she knows, she could tell that like you're younger than her. So this is where like she will get so much more comfortable with you and she'll be able to understand that like you're a real person, a genuine person. Be like, look, I'm thinking of proposing soon. You got any advice? I mean, 20 years is pretty impressive. Like, you got some advice for me? And she'll be like, oh, like this guy's like he's a family man, like he's serious. Like I can trust him. Yeah. They'll love that. Who does this a lot? Joey does this on his when he was set. He would always like ask that to the prospects, and they would they would trust him so much more and open up to him so much more just because of that. No other sales rep is going to ask them that, right? This is like you not being a sales rep. This is you being a fucking human.
For multiple reasons. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking like personal finance, but also like legacy type stuff,
Mhm.
trust. The goal is to have these businesses producing and like, to where it's valuable for them at
Okay.
some point down the road.
Okay.
Especially since, we had a small family anyways. And then since my family's kind of all gone, they're, I'm the only one that they have. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
get a very strong foundation for them.
Okay, why is that important? Everyone's gone, so I'm the only one they have, so I'm trying to get a strong foundation for them. Why is that important?
Accountability and responsibility to be
Yeah.
placed on them.
Yeah, and leadership. Yeah. Setting a standard, setting an example. She is the one that has to set the example. She is the one that has to set the standard. She's the one that has to lead the family. Yeah. So this is where like we can start adding identity into the conversation, and you can also level with her. Let me see what you said, and then I'm gonna give in my own 2 cents.
Okay. And what is that? I know you mentioned the trust, right? But I guess like in terms of like you mentioned like legacy, like what do we want that to look like?
Good.
I mean, definitely I want it to be like financially secure. I mean, I want them to, have properties that they're generating revenue from,
Mm-hmm.
some passive income from different sources, and of
Ha-
course the businesses.
Yeah. Have you taught them how to, get properties and get the passive income from that? Or are they doing their own thing? Or
So we're actually just starting it because when I bought my primary residence.
Okay, so before we keep going, here's what I was going to say. Where was it? Right here. So I'm the only one they have. I'm trying to build a strong foundation for them. This is where you can like sprinkle in the identity and be like, it sounds like it boils down to you. Like you're kind of the one that has to lead here. You're the one that's left to lead and set the example for everybody else. Is that fair to say? Yeah. In what way? And then have her sell you on that.
we
Yeah.
would have got that her husband is disabled way earlier if I would ask that question.
Okay, so her husband's okay, got it. So you see,
Yeah.
it's like
He had an injury.
Probably-
Yeah.
there you go. So she probably would have told you that. Yeah. Now in her mind, it's like, okay, I'm the leader. I have to lead. I have to do this. I have to be this person. Then when you challenge her later on in the call, you can then challenge her not leading like she should be, not being the leader that her family needs her to be. And then you can paint a very clear picture for that. And that is where you could really widen the gap. Yeah. It's not always about the investments and the money. And it's like the person, it's the identity of the person. That is like what hits home for every kind of prospect, whether they make 10K a month, 100K a month, $1 million a month. Everybody values their identity. That's everyone's number one thing, is their identity and who they are, what kind of person they're not trying to be and what kind of person they are trying to be. So it's very good.
Okay. And what is that?
I mean, definitely I want it to be like financial.
Yeah. Have you taught them how to, get properties and get the passive income from that? Or are they doing their own thing? Or
So we're actually just starting it because when I bought my primary residence and 6 months ago. So the residence that we did have was already paid for. And so we've switched that into like a rental income. And then we also own a cabin that was up in the mountains. So that's completely paid for. We're trying to do short-term rental and try Airbnb. The goal is by April. So they're kind of learning with me.
okay. So tell me, like, what's the issue or like the challenge that we might be having right now that is not like, obviously, like if things were going 100% exactly how we wanted to, like we wouldn't be speaking right now, right?
Right.
So like what's sort of like not working, like to see if I can help.
I think like one part that I've kind of already started working on since I had talked to Malachi and I got the resources is just sitting down and like going back through statements for the last 3 months to see like, where are there leaks? Like, have I signed up for like a lot of subscriptions again that I'm not aware of? Like the credit cards that I have for the work that we've done at the properties, like how much debt do we currently have, and trying to get that paid down. Because what I don't want to do is like just keep going and like building this enormous amount of debt and then like, not paying attention to like how to control that get it back down, and then maybe get another property.
Okay. This is what she doesn't want. Yeah. But it's already happened. She's already let it happen. Yeah. What I would want to ask is like, how long has that been a concern for her? And what made it be a concern in the first place? Because she has the investment property and the other businesses, that comes with debt. Yeah. When I started Blackpod and started making content, like I had to make a lot of investments. I put all my money into this house. I didn't have much money left. So with that, like I had to really double down and bet on myself. That came with debt. I had 20K in Amex. I had 20K on my Amex that I had to pay off. It's paid off, like thank God, but like that was a stressful time for me. So in my mind, like she's probably feeling what I felt. And we've probably all had debt at some point in our lives, whether it was student loans or credit cards or mortgage, whatever it is. So when we experience these things, it's so much easier to like level with these people and speak their language and understand what they're going through. Cool. For everyone that's here, I would like everyone's cameras to be on. And if it's not, unfortunately, I'm going to have to boot you.
And like how that works.
So just the like the debt, is that like the biggest like fish we want to fry, so to speak, right now? Or
I would say so. Like, I mean, it definitely, when I sat down over the weekend and like looked at it and put it all together, it was definitely more than I thought it was in my head, which is usually the way it goes, right?
where do we feel like, on what pattern is like showing up that has that to be the
Okay, so what you can say is like, How much did you think it was? I thought it was 40K. How much is it actually? 95K. Huh. How did that sit with you when you realized that? Stressful, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, that's a powerful word. What makes you say that? Right? Now we're getting into why her current situation doesn't serve her. Why her current situation isn't benefiting her and how she needs to step into a different direction. And then this is where we can start challenging her. Like, how did we let it get to that point? Right? Once we start challenging her on that, that's when we can get into the limitation, the fear, the uncertainty. So much quicker. You said you got to the fear by what, minute 24?
24.
Okay. So had we started challenging it now, we would have gotten it 12 minutes earlier. 12 minutes earlier means more efficient call, quicker to the pitch, shorter the call, more calls you can take, more money you can collect, more prospects you can speak to. And most importantly, like less drainage, right? Every time we get off like a long ass call, whether it closes or doesn't close, you know how it is. We're always like, fuck, that was heavy. That was a lot.
My record's 4 hours.
Fuck. Have I hit 4 hours? I think
Closed. But
I was gonna
Close?
say, G, you better have fucking closed that.
Yeah. Helps out. Good. Yeah, I probably hit like 3 hours maybe. It's probably like objection handling, logistics. I've been through it all too. So that's why I'm telling you guys this, because I hate going through this. Yeah.
case for you specifically.
I mean, I don't know if it's actually a pattern because I mean, it was all stuff.
Wait, let me go back.
Where do we feel like on what pattern is like showing up that has that to be the case for you specifically?
I mean, I don't know if it's actually a pattern because I mean, it was all stuff that was like either for the new house or for the old house, fixing it up to get it able to be rented. So I don't know that it's like have a shopping addiction that suddenly started or anything. I think it's just, maybe dove into be like, I want everything done at once at both places.
Where's the debt from, I guess would be a better question.
Not smart debt. So like
Okay.
like we have a Lowe's card and there's stuff on there that we had for like wood and fixing things up and like building things.
That's still for the property though, right?
Yeah.
You know what else I just thought of? When people know that they have debt, a lot of the times they ignore it. Like they know they have debt, but they rather ignore it because they want to like forget about it. Obviously, it doesn't go away by itself. But the easy thing for them to do is like know that they have debt and turn a blind eye to it. And as they keep spending and spending and spending, they tend to like either not check their debt, like not check how much they owe, and they avoid it. And as they keep avoiding it, like everything else that we do, it just becomes more stressful, more overwhelming, more all over the place. So that's what's going through my mind now. Like that's where I would want to take the conversation, because I've been through it. Like when I was spending a lot of money and renovating my house, buying all this camera equipment, editors, all this stuff, like I was just putting everything on my credit card, spend. And for the longest time, I would ignore it. And then one time I'm like, all right, let me open Amex and let's see. And I was like, fuck, 20K. Ooh, that like stabbed me in the chest a bit. So that was like my little wake up call. And I was like, all right, let me just pay this off and stop paying 20% APR. So that's probably what she's going through too.
For the property. Amazon, again, it's quick to order things for the business or for the houses on that. So we have Amazon debt. We have, let me see here. Like a couple Capital One cards. And it's probably not using like the best type of debt, right? So I feel like the credit cards were like quick and easy because they were.
So this is a great opportunity to like understand how much debt did you think you had? 30,000, 40,000. And when you looked at it, how much is it actually? 95,000. How do we let it get to that point? Like
That's
concerned.
such a real question. I think that would build more authority and drop guard down some more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Think of it like this, like a fat person just keeps eating and eating and eating, and they don't step on the scale because they know that when they do, they're going to see a number that they don't want to see. So they don't like they stop tracking what they eat, how much they eat, how many calories they eat. they kind of like let themselves go. They stop caring. And then it comes to a point where they're like, all right, let me finally check. And then they step on the scale, they're like, fuck, I'm 300 pounds. I thought I was like 270. Same thing. It's like, how do we let it get to that point? And now you can tie like her avoiding it, her avoiding looking at the numbers. I promise you that's what it is. I haven't seen this call. I promise you that's what it is. Like avoiding looking at the numbers and seeing the real weight of what's actually going on. The avoiding is procrastination, not doing anything about it. And procrastination stems from what?
Fear.
Fear. The
What are you
biggest
afraid
reason.
of?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So let's like get there as quickly as we possibly can. Now that we've like reverse engineered the process.
Yeah, I do. I know the value of seeing this, but I do want to see your thoughts on if I handled the fear effectively.
Okay, cool. We'll get to it.
There. It wasn't something I already had to apply for again. It was like,
I mean, you did a good enough job where she paid 7.5K, yeah?
Yeah.
But let's see if it could have been done better.
enormous amounts on these credit cards that they gave me, which probably why, because they want you to use them, right?
Like like when you say they gave you ginormous amounts, like the limit's high.
The limit's high. Yeah, they're like $20,000 limits.
They
on
just
them.
want and just ballpark. What do we have? Like what does the debt sort of come out to?
Good.
So it actually came out to like 97,000.
97,000.
Yeah,
like,
and that's all the
Okay. That's a big number, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, I've gotten this feedback from you after I took this call.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's like you brushed by it. Like, yeah, 97,000. Like it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's like $20, just paid off.
Yeah, just 20. Yeah, just paid off. What?
Yeah,
97,000?
$20.
What's that? Yeah.
I did that for breakfast.
Yeah. Have her see the weight of it. She knows the weight, but like when she sees your reaction to it, she's like, oh yeah, fuck. Okay, I'm kind of fucked.
I've like practiced like my like reactions to people, and they're like, "You look concerned." I'm like, "Why are you not concerned?"
Yeah, that's good. You know, obviously you don't need to fucking jump out of your seat and do a backflip and be like, yeah, 97,000. What the fuck is wrong with you? Right? But have her see the weight. Like if she told me this, I'd be like, whoa, 97,000.
You need our program right now.
Yeah, buy it right now. No, 97,000. Just like sit there.
Chris, you mind if I ask a quick question?
Yes or no, I
Bro,
don't.
alright. If this lady is 100K in debt, where does she get 8K for the program?
A lovely credit card. When the pain of staying the same is more painful than making a change, they do something about it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Do you
they're
get like
getting
a lot of people that come on the calls that just like have maxed out credit cards? Because it's
Yeah,
like that feels
like
like that would be a big
400
concern.
like 400K in debt. They're screwed. They need us that bad.
Yeah, it's
fair.
much better than the UK though. We have available credit over here.
Yeah.
We like debt.
The banks will always take more money from you in the US.
Yeah, always. That's how they make their money. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like related to that. If they're in so much debt already, like a little bit more debt isn't gonna kill them. It's gonna get them out of debt, and people go into a little bit more debt to get out of it long term. That's the whole purpose of it.
A really cool reframe that I've learned, if they have a bunch of debt and like, hey, I can't do this because of XYZ, I have debt. Let's say it's 60,000. Okay, if you're honest with yourself, John, what difference does it make, or how is life different at 67,000 in debt versus 60,000 in debt? They cannot come up with an answer, and then they just buy.
That's good. That's really good. I'm gonna steal that if I have a massive in-debt prospect.
That's like, is that how is that like weighing on you right now?
I mean, I don't like it because I went from like completely debt free. Like we had even had our house paid off, like our other primary property at the time. So went from like no debt, right, into like the new property is $500,000. And then to run up the credit cards to like 97,000, it was definitely a shock because I thought it was probably 60.
How long did it take us to rack up the 97,000?
Oh, since June of last year. So like 7 months.
So 7 months.
Yeah.
And like prior to that, like has this been a pattern, or tell me about that?
No, like I said, I was debt free. I was debt free for several years before that.
Yeah.
Ever
And
since my husband fell.
So What kind of caused it to be like different this time around? Like I know you mentioned like husband fell, but
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think it was more like the property it's my dream property.
Hey, how do we 97,000? How do we let it get to that point?
yeah, cooked.
Yeah, right there. It's there. Blood's in the water. How do we let it get to that point? It's like somebody saying, I thought I was 280 and then I got on the scale, I was 320. 320. How do we let it get to that point? Yeah.
And
Dream
so
property.
like going into it, I didn't want to like settle, I guess, for things that I didn't want anymore in there.
Okay.
So I'm like, even if it didn't necessarily need to be fixed, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, then I fixed it.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, this is my place, this is my dream house.
Dream house.
This
So
is where I'm-
just that just it sounds like just a pure desire to, hey, my dream house, like I want it to look how I want it to look kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so being that we've racked up the 97,000 in 7 months, you know, this like, you know, with where we're at now, if we keep kind of on this like cycle with the debt and maybe like, hey, want to do this, want to do that. Well, like I'll even ask, I don't want to assume anything. Do we want to, you know, do more things to the house, or is like, hey, like I want to get rid of the 97, or where are you at?
So the only other big project that I have at the house that I have tentatively scheduled for this year is we're gonna pave the driveway, which is like $20,000. Because like we had to put a new roof on, like so it wasn't.
Dude, it's gonna take her a while till she recoups that, especially at the rate she's going. Like she's not gonna see that $20,000 for a fat minute unless she does something about it.
Just cosmetic stuff that I wanted. Like we did a new roof, a new HVAC
Mhm.
system. So the only big project left to do is to pave the driveway this year. And then I would like to focus on getting the debt back to zero.
Okay.
Okay. So that could be a potential objection. I want to get the driveway done, do all this, and then I'll invest with you guys. Yeah. That's what's going through my mind. So how do we prevent that from happening? Does anyone have some feedback, some suggestions? And then I'll give you guys my ideas. Yeah, go ahead. Someone raise your hand if you have an idea for it.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Let's go back a little bit. Here, I'll play this again.
So the only other big project that I have at the house that I have tentatively scheduled for this year is we're gonna pave the driveway, which is like $20,000. Because like we had to put a new roof on, like so it wasn't just cosmetic stuff that I wanted. Like we did a new roof, a new HVAC
Mhm.
system. So the only big project left to do is to pave the driveway this year, and then I would like to focus on getting the debt back to zero.
Okay.
Okay. So she said we have a $20,000 driveway that we have to do. So once we do that, then I would like to focus on getting the debt back to zero. Okay, so what I mean is this could be a potential objection at the end. Hey, I want to make sure that I want to do the driveway first, get it done, get it out the way, and then I'll learn how to get out of debt with you guys. You get me?
I don't.
So now like let's hear some suggestions on what you could say on how we could prevent that from happening. Alex, let's hear it.
Would you kind of just be like, do you have to do that? Like, is that ultimately like the most important thing?
Okay, cool. Rohan?
I'd probably just say something along the lines of how many times have you told yourself this in the past? Like how many times have you told yourself that after this purchase, I'll start saving up again. After this day, I'll start going back to the gym or something like that.
Okay, good. Let's do one more.
I'll just use like an analogy, like a 99% of gamblers quit before their first like weight bin.
Where are you
wait
going with
until
this? Hold on. Say it. Let me hear it.
Yeah, like have you ever heard that 99% of gamblers like quit before their big win? Okay, so like what do you think is gonna happen if you put like the 20K whatever and then 10K roof and then 5K whatever? So just like reflect on their
All right,
way
that's
of doing
clever.
things,
That's clever, yeah. I don't know if it would land with like a lady like her, the whole gambling thing, because I mean, who knows? I could be wrong, but it's I like where you're going with it. Alex, you said like, is that something you have to do? Yeah, good question. See like if it's actually like something she kind of just wants to do, or is it something she really has to do? Because in reality, what got her to $97,000 in debt, I guarantee you more than half of that debt is things that she didn't have to go into debt for. Things she didn't have to do.
Because she was talking about dream house, so she doesn't have to do that.
Right. And like with a dream house, like people don't think smart financially. People think very emotionally with their houses and what they want to do with their houses. Yeah. Like it's not like a smart investment. This house I'm in is definitely not a smart investment. I've put more money into it than I probably should have, but that's because I have an emotional attachment to it. It's like where I live, where I work, where I'm probably going to start my family, things like that. So I'm not like thinking like, what's the smartest thing I need to do with this house? So she's probably in the same boat. Yeah. Guy and Vincent. Guy, go first. Vincent after.
Yeah, I think you should just first off clarify why she feels it's more important to get the driveway done before clearing the debt. And then you kind of just got to reframe and make her understand that over time she's going to pay a lot more on the 90K than she would getting the driveway done. It's
Cool.
kind of the route I would go with it.
Cool. Vincent.
I'd essentially go wants versus desires. I know we went through this.
Nice. Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, I think a call or two ago, but I would just explain like, the way people make decisions, it's that your wants versus your desires, and have her realize it. You don't tell her because I mean, she needs to tell you essentially, right? Because you telling her you're going to be coaching her. It's not going to do anything for her or her mindset. It's not going to switch it. So if you have her say it, hold up the mirror to her face, hey, crazy lady, you're fucking $100,000 in debt. You want to spend fucking 20 grand on a fucking driveway? Are you kidding me? You might as well go to fucking Adventureland or Six Flags and buy the park.
Might as well.
Yeah. So wants versus desires, like what's really important.
Good. And then Rohan, I liked what you said with how many times have you told yourself that already? Because guaranteed, like I said earlier, as she incurred this $97,000 in debt, there were, promise you, 1,000,000%, there were instances where she asked herself, should I be doing this? And then she did it anyways. Is this something I should be buying? And then she did it anyways. So if you ask that question, like how many times have you told yourself that, it will land. Because she might say something like too many times or multiple times or more times than I should have. And then you can then double down on that. This is now going into the limitations, by the way, right? This is now going into like the procrastination, the fear. And every time that happened, like what did you, like every time you told yourself that, what happened? More debt, more debt, more debt. At what point did it just hit like a boiling point for you that you can't keep bringing on more and more and more debt? Oh, well, when I checked all my credit cards and I did the numbers the other day with my account and I was like, fuck, I'm actually like deep in the hole. How did that sit with you? What went through your mind when you went through the numbers? Stressed, overwhelmed, disempowered. How do we let it get to that point? Limitation. We're in the limitation. Home PC? Is that your fucking name? What is it? You have a question?
It's Emmanuel, but I had to change my system. So
okay.
So typically I would just, ask her based off the fact that she had said she has not been this unsettled when it comes to her finances. I would ask her, okay, what led to her being unsettled because of this kind of decisions that she's, what I'm trying to do is using her unsettlement to establish the fact that these decisions that she's been taking that is making her at the point where she is currently.
Yeah. Right. Just word it better and just deliver it better. That would be hard for them to understand. It's too like logistical. It's too deep into the weeds. Make it sound more. Don't be too technical with it. But anyways, let's keep going. I want to get to the fear.
So the only big project left to do is to pave the driveway this year. And then I would like to focus on getting the debt back to zero.
Okay.
That's my goal.
So being that we are not a property management or like, hey, like helping you with like in terms of property and being able to get that cash flow there, like being that's not our like main thing, right? Besides the debt that we want to, of course, like sounds like we just want a system in place to get rid of that as best as possible. I would
Right.
say. And then outside of that, what's like another thing that you really want to see happen right now that has you looking for some possible outside help?
The only other thing
Okay, let's see what she says.
would be to like get back to where I'm contributing to like my 401k and my IRA and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And what do you feel like is stopping us from contributing to the 401k and the Roth like right now?
Okay, fine.
I feel like I struggle, and I've even struggled with this like before I got completely debt free, was like, where is it better to put the money? Like, does it make sense to put the money in the investment where it's earning like 4 to 7% versus paying off a debt that's charging you 28% interest,
Yeah.
you know? So I feel like it's not the time probably to invest.
Can I offer you a perspective on that?
Good.
A lot of people that we speak to, and I've taken over 2,000 of these calls, and so you're definitely not alone. Okay. I see that you're working very, very hard. You've had a, you know, back in 2023, like a lot of things going on. Like I can't even imagine that. The property, to doing the upgrades, 2 other businesses, working, you know, just wanting to do the best that you can. Like from what I've seen, you know, with someone in like your shoes, like, hey, wanting to pay off the debt, maybe, you know, all that we're doing that before we make other moves with the finances, like that can sometimes like hold us back. And so like, do you feel like having that mentality has kind of gotten us to where we are now and like not being able to do what we want to do, or how do you feel?
I do feel like if I wasn't investing that, because I haven't for the past 6 months, and I do feel like held back in a sense, or like falling
Yeah.
behind more than
Yeah.
just even
Falling behind? How do you mean?
so like seeing that number, it's like I'm not necessarily scared of debt,
Clearly.
because I know like I'm the type of person that's like gonna focus and pay it back off, you know.
Okay.
But
But have you been that person? No. That's not leadership, is it? No. How do we let it get to 97,000?
it makes me
Accountability.
feel like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not
What's up?
I feel like how did we let it get to that point goes straight to accountability. It's on me.
100%. Any prospect you get, Chris, that like got themselves into a massive amount of debt, this would land so fucking good.
That question?
So
Yeah.
so good. With anything, anyone, you know, again, like fitness, right? Like weight loss. Someone that just started at 250 got to 300 pounds. Someone that was at 200 got to 250. How do we let it get to that point? In a concerned tone.
investing in myself either. So
And what is not investing in yourself going to cost you if we let this continue for another like 5 years, if you were completely honest with yourself?
Okay. Before we consequence that, this consequence isn't going to land that hard. And I'll tell you why. Because we didn't get to the limitation. We didn't get to how she let herself get to 97,000. How is it that she started at $0 in debt to $97,000 in debt? What was the root cause of that? Go on, Vincent.
No, I remember she mentioned like she was like he asked that question, he did, but she gave like a shitty answer. She was like, I don't know, I don't even know.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know either. Let's look at it together. Yeah, that's like what, you know, a good way to say it. Her getting into 97,000 is just like avoiding it, just like letting go, not like just saying, I'm just going to spend. I'm not going to look. Eventually she looked. That's when it hit her. That's when she got on the call. Yeah. How we let that happen, why it happened, procrastination. She procrastinated. She could have done something about it sooner. She didn't have to let it get to $97,000 to do something about it, but she did. She could have been on this call when she got on $45,000 in debt. She could have been on the call when she was at $10,000, $20,000 in debt. But she let herself get to $97,000, and only then she took a step to do something about it. And the craziest part is, she, in the beginning of the call, for you guys that joined later, said, I don't know if I'm ready to like get a mentorship or a program on how to fix this. Imagine that. You're $97,000 in debt, and you don't know if you're ready to get personal guidance on how to fix it, but you bought a book? What the fuck do you think the book is going to do?
Yeah, I'm bleeding, but I'm not ready to stop bleeding.
Yeah, it's like, what? Are you going to break your leg and only go to the hospital 9 months later? What? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Hey, Itoy,
Yeah.
How would you say that in a way, like in a call where it doesn't come off as like you're being confrontational? Because obviously it's depends on how you say it, but like for what you just said, how would you say that to someone like this lead right there?
Well, first off, you need to set it up. Like, how do we let it get to 97,000? Like, why haven't we taken the step when we were at 45,000 or 30,000 or 20,000? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the analogy you can give is like, I mean, I can't imagine you would break your arm and only like a month later go to the hospital, would you? You could even
Right.
like crack a smile when you say it to make it like, no, obviously not. That would be stupid. So how do we let it get to that point? Why did we wait till 97,000? Why didn't we do it at 45,000 or 50,000 or 30,000 or 10,000 or 5,000?
Okay,
Probably. Yeah, go ahead.
so it's like you set up like how to get it at that point, and then after that, then you can use the analogy like, oh, if you injure yourself, like, are you gonna wait like 9 months before you get help, or you're gonna get it done right now?
Yeah, exactly. And then you can say, so why do you feel like we haven't been doing that with your finances? And then we can get into the limitation. That's just like another way to get into the limitation, into the procrastination, into the fear, into the
Mm-hmm.
I got comfortable or whatever it is. And yeah, obviously the tone is important. Sounding concerned, because I'm concerned for her. Fuck, 97,000. I can't imagine
Yeah.
how I would be thinking right now, how I would be operating if I was 90. If I woke up every morning and I said I'm $97,000 in debt, I'd be shitting my pants. I'm sure she is too. She's just like hasn't
Yeah.
really shown it to us yet.
Okay, yeah, that's actually super helpful. Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Oh, I think I would not be okay with that.
Like, see what I meant, Chris? Like how it wouldn't really land
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because you consequenced her too early.
Yep.
Once you get to the limitation, I like to get to what the limitation has already cost them. Her avoiding it and her delaying it, what that's already cost her. Well, it's cost her a lot more debt. And that debt has caused her to feel overwhelmed, disempowered, all over the place, nervous for the future, nervous for how she's going to lead her family. Remember that? She's the only one. All, you know, I believe she said her parents and someone else died. Very important people in her life passed away. So she had to start carrying the weight of the responsibility. And when someone has to carry that much weight of responsibility, that can be overwhelming because it happens so quick, so fast. All of a sudden, she has responsibilities that she never had before. All of a sudden, there's things she has to worry about that she didn't have to worry about before her relatives died. So when people get overwhelmed, what typically happens? They procrastinate, right? Have you guys all had like a big test to study for the next day back in high school? You're like, fuck, this is like so overwhelming. I'm just gonna like not study or like wait till the very last minute. Yeah, that was me. Every test I took. Maybe that's why I dropped out of college, but it can get overwhelming. So when people are overwhelmed, they delay, they avoid, right? They tell themselves things like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm comfortable. They lie to themselves. And that is the language that isn't supporting her goals. That is the language that isn't going to get her out of debt. If anything, it's going to put her deeper in the hole. Okay. So when you consequenced her, look how it didn't land.
So
And what is not investing in yourself going to cost you if we let this continue for another like 5 years, if you were completely honest with yourself?
oh, I think I would not be okay with that.
I think I would not be okay with that. Ha ha ha. Dude, I would jump off a bridge. Like I would be more than not okay with it. You know? So the reason why she gave you this answer is because she doesn't understand the weight of what it's already cost her. And because she doesn't understand the weight of what it's already cost her, she's not going to understand the weight of what it's going to continue to cost her if she keeps delaying it. And the most important part is we haven't even put it out there that she's been delaying it, that she's been pushing it off. Now, Chris, I'd imagine you got to it later, like in the next 5 minutes, but that would be like, this is like blood in the water now, you know? Because then what? Are you going to consequence her again? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you already asked me this question. Why are you asking me it again? Am I in a script? Are you reading off a screen? Have you guys all gotten that before? I know, yeah. If everyone's saying no, then you're lying.
I haven't had that one exactly, but it's like, man, it sounds like you're following a script.
I've had it so many times in my first few months of closing. I was closing through the phone too. I wasn't even on Zoom, so they couldn't even see if I was reading or not because I was so bad. And I was just straight off reading off script. This like 18-year-old kid that wanted to buy an econ program was like, hey, like the two guys before you asked me the same exact questions. Are you reading off a script? I'm like, script? What script? What script? What are you talking about? Obviously, he didn't buy. So,
I wonder why.
yeah, wonder why.
And like some people I speak to, Amanda, like they would, right? So like
Yeah.
I know we kind of chuckled there, like you seem like a lighthearted person. Like I mean, for you, like, what about that? Like, would you not be okay with?
I just don't like to feel like I don't have a plan for my future self. And so I feel like that would be something that I would think about. Like with my accounts, like staying pretty stagnant as they have been because I haven't been contributing to them. I feel like, oh wow, like, you know, how many more people are 46 years old and only have this much? Or like, what are other people my age
How
doing?
long have we, if I can ask, how long have we not been really planning for the future, not really contributing like we want to?
Oh gosh. I mean, well into my 40s.
Oh gosh, a long time.
Like I didn't start even focusing on that until like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it wasn't really until like
How come?
my husband fell because you just think, you know, you're all invincible and you're not ever going to get old. And like,
So that was in 2020.
Ignoring it, you see? Ignoring it. I'm always going to be okay. My husband's always going to be providing. I'm always going to be fine, so I don't have to worry.
Avoiding, yeah.
Avoiding, right? Avoiding it is ignoring it, is lying to yourself. That is what, this is a funny pause. That is because of Slay Queen. That is because of procrastination. And procrastination because of fear.
And so now
Yeah.
it's been 4 years.
yeah.
And so like, would you believe me if I told you like the reason like we have these, you know, deeper conversations with a lot of people that we like really everybody we work with, like we're all human. Like the reason why we have these more deeper conversations outside of the numbers is because some people don't take the time to have those conversations with themselves. And that's gotten them on a call like this. And like it's no shade or hate towards anyone, but like not thinking about that and not I'm planning for the future. Like is it fair to say like that's why we're here?
I think so, yeah. Because
So good. So good. This was exactly what I would have said. You're basically like in a way feeding it to her, but it's fine because she brought it up first. So you're playing into it. We're not having the conversations with ourselves, right? Like these aren't things that we talk to ourselves as much as we should. So we avoid it. And as we avoid it, it only gets worse. So it kind of sounds like procrastination in a way. Yeah, procrastination. What makes you say procrastination? Now she's going to sell you on why she's been procrastinating, how she's been procrastinating. Why do you feel like that happens?
External, internal.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Fear. That's where it's always going to lead to. It's always going to lead to the fear. So what does that tell us about pushing things off? Do things get better or worse? What happens every time we push things off? What goes through your mind that causes it to push it? Like what excuses do you kind of tell yourself where you end up delaying it? That I'm going to be okay. And my husband's always going to provide. We're always going to make money. And looking at it now, like, is that the reality? No, it's not. So why do you feel like we've been feeding ourselves these words in the first place? Oh, it's just like a coping mechanism. It's a way for me to not feel as impactful as it actually is. In what way does that serve you? It doesn't. So why are we doing it? Because fear, because I'm afraid, because that's the easy thing to do. Now we're in that.
I mean, it definitely, I feel like there's a lot more pressure with him being disabled because now I know like I don't just have to plan for my
Yeah.
care in my future. I had to plan for his care. And then, then you lose your whole family and you have kids and you're like, okay, I got to plan for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the weight of the responsibility that you're carrying, right? It's not just the debt that you're carrying, it's also the only weight that you're carrying isn't just the debt, it's the responsibility of you having to lead and provide for your family. I can imagine that would be, I don't know, stressful. Would you say so? Yeah. How so? Yeah. See how powerful that is?
And so
Right.
like with the kids and even your husband that's disabled now, like what if we were continue to go about things the way like the current path we're on now of like, hey, like we have the property, we have these businesses, like we're getting by, but like not really planning for the future or contributing like we want to. Like where does that take us if you and I were to have that conversation? How old is your husband now, if you don't mind me asking?
What was this? Where does that take us? What did you mean by this? I didn't
It's
understand
like
this.
it's to boil it down like a cost of inaction, like where does that take us? Like kind of like a if you don't change, what happens?
But you already asked her that a minute ago.
Right, because
You see
because I
what
wanted
happened?
more of it.
I get it. So this just proves my point. When you ask a weak question, you will get a weak answer. And because you're not going to be satisfied with a weak answer, you're going to want to ask the question again to get a better answer. But what's going to happen is you're going to still get a weak answer because your question was weak. So you're going to have to ask the question again and again and again. It's just like a hamster wheel. It's a loop. So that's why that's why I like to emphasize, ask it the right way the first time when you should ask it, when it's appropriate to ask it, so you can get a great answer the first time and you don't have to ask it 2, 3 more fucking times. This is why the calls can get longer and it takes longer to get to the fear. Because we ask questions during times we shouldn't be asking them. As a result, we get weak answers. As a result, we keep asking weak questions, and then the conversation can go down the path we don't want it to go to. And then we don't really know what to do anymore. And then we just pitch, and then they get objection, and then fuck all happens. Yeah?
Yeah,
Care in my
getting by, but like not be. How old is your husband now, if you don't mind me asking?
he's 48.
He's 48. So let's say he's 55, 56, and we're kind of in the same spot. Like, where does that take us if we keep going about this like we have been?
Like we have been, but what's like we have been? What does that mean? Right?
If we keep avoiding it like we have been.
Yeah, but we haven't said that, have we?
Right. And that
See?
hits, yeah.
Yeah. And you said, this is it. You said like we have been, like very, that's general, right? Saying like we have been. And as opposed to saying we've been delaying it, procrastinating, holding on to the fear. You had to ask a general question because you didn't even get the specific answer.
And that's why they don't hit hard because it's not a specific question based on the conversation.
Yeah. It's like dropping a fucking brick off of the first floor of a building versus dropping it off of the 100th floor of a building. When you drop it off the 100th floor, the impact is going to be much greater than dropping it off the first floor. What you did is you dropped the brick off the first floor of the building, expecting it to break, and it didn't. It just like hit the floor, and that's it. You're like, all right, let me go to the 3rd floor and try dropping it again. Same thing happened. What I would like you to do is skip all that, go to the 100th floor, drop the brick one time, shatter. That's where the impact is created. Yeah.
I mean, if I keep on the path that I am, which is not planning for the future, not investing in stuff, I mean, I think that it's detrimental because I feel like he's probably going to need some sort of care, whether it's, more care from me to where I
Yeah.
can do what I need to do for the businesses or outside care. And I mean, that's pricey and
Pricey.
Like when you say pricey, like define pricey for me.
like maybe if you have to have somebody come into your home,
Good.
I mean, you're paying a nurse maybe or
Yeah.
a medical assistant to come in and
Oh my gosh.
or
And
like
look, I mean, like I know this call's not about me, but if I'm not mistaken, like when my grandpa was in and out of the hospital and they had the 12-hour shift nurses to like come to the home, like it was like I'd say like 4 or 5,000 like a month or 6,000 a month. Like
Oh
like
yeah,
and it adds up quick.
it really does. It really does.
Good.
And then
Dude, you were leveling with her so good. So good. Like that's the one, like that's like the probably the best part of this call is how well you're leveling with her and speaking her language and making her feel comfortable talking to you. This is you being a human. This is you not being a sales rep. This is a thing that most sales reps can't ever fucking do because they're so focused on following a script and what's the next question to ask. And maybe I'm saying I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to say the right thing. I don't want to piss them off. I don't want to ask something I've never asked before. This is you getting out of your comfort zone and leading. This is really good. All right, looks like we're about to get to the fear. Before we do that, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. My pants are about to explode. I'll be right back, guys. Don't talk shit about me while I'm gone, yeah?
Do you have Garrett's number or no?
No, I don't have it. DM him.
Rohan, you have any calls?
Yeah, bro, I just closed like just now. It was only a tiny deposit. It was like 400 deposit. But then we should do rest in like a couple of days.
Nice. Start offer?
Yeah, I had one last week that, bro, I had a couple of days ago. It was so nice. It was like a guy who's actually in high ticket sales.
Yeah.
That shit used to fuck me up in the past, but it was
You know,
easy.
you knew him.
I didn't know him. The guy was just in high ticket sales. He goes like, "Oh, I know how this works." But it was a pretty chill call. He piffed, which is nice.
It's like nice and relaxing. You have to like plead and beg and shit.
Well, no, I was just like, "Oh shit, bro! Like, you know how important these types of calls are, then, right?" And then I held the mirror, I cut up to him a couple times, and then after that, it was quite easy.
Nice. Nice. I'm supposed to have an interview with somebody Ty connected me to for some offer, but
What is it like?
it's like it's like client acquisition for LinkedIn, like using AI. It's like a SaaS offer.
Fuck.
It's a pretty solid offer, bro. It's pretty good.
Fair.
You're not gonna deal with like any, any BS.
B2B.
Smaller person trying to yeah, B2B.
Nah, I was just fairly chill, Austin. There's a couple of different things where he externalized a bit, so I held that up to him, but it was just a conversation,
All right.
really.
What did you say about my mother?
She's a lovely woman. She's beautiful.
That's what I thought. All right. Sick.
If I dip off, then my call's in, but just so you know.
All good. Oh, you're supposed to have one right now?
Yeah, but she said she'd be late. I'm just waiting on her text back.
All good in the hood. All right, we're about to get to the fear, yeah?
you have insurance, which is a whole, it really does. It really does. And then you
Yeah.
have insurance, which is a whole nother kind of joke. I mean,
And like outside of the financial aspect, which is definitely a lot of pressures there, like what other kind of effect would that have on you and like your I guess quality of life maybe?
I mean, it's definitely going to impact it because it's, if I can't afford to bring somebody in, then it's going to be me. A lot of it's going to fall on me. And, not being a selfish person that I wouldn't want to do it or don't want to do it. It's just that takes a toll on a person being a caretaker.
100%.
Yeah.
And like whether you work with us or not, Amanda, like that's not a factor right now. I mean, like 50% of if we can and do help you, and like 50% of you getting to where you want to be, of having the plan in place, having the system, planning for the future, and having the confidence and peace of mind that hey, once we do get to this point, or having a caretaker, just like planning for the future, like 50% of that, like the systems, the automations, the structure, we've done that thousands of times. Like I'm not worried about that. From what I see, the other 50% is, hey, like from an extreme ownership perspective, like you know yourself better than I do, Amanda. Like internally, if we just look internally for just a moment, what do we feel like has internally held us back these past 4?
Internally, if we look internally for a moment, what was internally held us? Yeah? Don't sound retarded.
Yeah, I need to use more brevity. I gotta get better at that in real life too.
Yeah. Like if we kind of like look at it together, Amanda, what do you feel like has internally held us back?
And just, yeah, my brain tells me more words, more padding, more context, the better, but that's not how it is.
How is it?
Just say it in as least amount of words possible so that it makes sense.
Yeah, brevity.
Or so years outside of those external factors that have been going on for you, which is, I'm not saying that's not hard. That's very, very hard things. But like
Right.
for you internally, like what do you feel like has held you back?
I mean, probably fear because I
Boom. Ba, 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 ba.
Use
Yeah.
enough words to get it out. Jeez.
Yeah, it only took you so long, right? Great job.
feel like, you know, thinking about all of this stuff and overthinking about it.
Overthinking, right? She's overthinking. Do I pay it off? Do I put money into my investments account so I get my 7% off of it? Or do I just pay off the debt so I don't have to pay the 20% off of it? And she just ends up doing nothing.
Do I pay Chris first? Yes.
Yeah, right. Overthinking, procrastination, fear. You see how it all like ties together, guys? It's all like it's a sequence of events. Yeah. People overthink. When they overthink, they procrastinate. Ask yourself, guys, like ask yourselves this too. When you would overthink about something, what ended up happening after that? You procrastinated. All of you. You procrastinated because of a certain doubt, a certain limiting belief, a certain fear. Yeah. When I was younger and I had less, like not that much confidence in myself, you know, when I would see like a cute girl, like I would always like overthink. Like if I go up to her, like what, you know, is she gonna call me an ugly whatever? Is she gonna laugh at my face? Is she gonna make fun of me? Is she gonna let's say I fuck, I don't know, let's say I hit up a girl like on online or something. Is she gonna screenshot it and send it to all her girlfriends in a group chat? Alex, I see you smiling. Fuck, you're the one that does that, aren't you? Is she gonna do this, that? What could happen? I would just never do it because I'd be so afraid, and I would just like never like pursue someone because I would always like afraid of like the consequences of what could happen if I did. Yeah. So I ended up just not. So I ended up procrastinating, and I procrastinated because of fear. That's just like my example. You guys can ask yourself the same exact question, and it'll always be you were overthinking something, so you ended up procrastinating. You procrastinated because of fear. Straight up. Yeah. Yeah. What up, Chris?
Yeah, I have the same issue with girls. And if I share that personal story with her, she opens up like a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
And just like, you know,
Overthinking.
feeling more like you have to do more and be more and make more and have more. And that just is kind of draining in itself.
Yeah, it sounds draining to me. Like, and you're not alone. Like, I was in that same spot. Like,
You're so good. You're so good. You're such a sweetheart.
I did the Budget Dog program myself, and like the overthinking of like, hey, do I do this? Do I do that? I mean, like that fear for you. Like, what does the fear like disguise itself as for you? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. We went over this, didn't we? Yeah. Good.
Like I would have to say like where I just don't feel like it kind of gets you in a slump, like where you just don't even feel like doing anything. So it kind of like just unmotivating, very unmotivating and overwhelming.
And that
Well, like good. You got to the fear by minute 24. I would have much rather you've gotten it by minute 10. That's when you were able to do it. Minute 8, minute 5, who knows? Yeah. But what you did do a very, very, very good job at is taking a skeptical, fearful prospect to really like opening up with you, feeling comfortable with you, sharing all these personal details about her and her family that, let's be honest, she wouldn't have shared that to any other sales rep because no other sales rep would have asked her the questions that you asked. No other sales rep would have leveled with her in the way that you did and showed the empathy that you did. A lot of sales reps just focus on like beating them on the head with a hammer. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you take action? You got the same outcome, but the way you did it is something most people wouldn't do, which is why you got the 7,500 PIF and nobody else did.
overthinking, do you feel like hanging on to that fear and that overthinking, like do you feel like that's actually serving you right now to bring like do you feel like that's bringing us closer to having that confident plan for the future or further away?
Definitely further away.
This is where you can now ask her, like, what do you feel like it's cost you? How long do you feel like you've held on to that? How long do you feel like you've been overthinking this for? Yeah. She'll give you a time frame. What have you typically told yourself that caused you to overthink? What thoughts went into your mind that caused you to overthink? What excuses did you give to yourself that led you to push it off and delay it? What has that cost you? That is going to be a much more impactful response. That is when the consequence question would land. Land super, super hard.
And then we could have dropped 10K.
Yeah, you probably could have price dropped 10K. And she would have done it 100%. Yeah. So you see, there's a time and place for these questions. You don't just ask it to ask it. You ask it like when it's appropriate to. How do you know if it's appropriate or not? Like, be socially aware and feel out the conversation. You gave it a shot. It didn't work. So now you know what not to do next call. Now you know when not to ask those questions next call. And when you should ask those questions. As soon as you got to the fear and you could have asked that, bang, you're home free.
Yeah. And like the hard part is, as humans, like we know that. It's just like the thing that we keep kicking under the rug.
Yeah.
And like I'm not here to hit you over the head with that. I'm here to hold you accountable and call you higher out of that. Like, are you okay with that?
Oh
Are you
yeah.
open to
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Boom. She's on the same team as you.
And so like for you, that slump and continuing to be in that, like I don't, nobody like wants to get into that like place. Like nobody wants that to happen. I mean, the person that you want to be, like with the plan, with the structure, with the confidence, what do we feel like has to change, or like, what's the biggest difference between the person where you want to be and the person that we are right now? Like, how does that person think differently?
I think that person's not operating out of fear.
Good.
They're operating out of confidence because they have a plan.
And what makes someone confident? What makes someone confident?
Taking action and doing something.
Mm-hmm. What makes me confident is undeniable evidence that I am who I say that I am.
Alex Ramosi.
And that comes from repetitive actions and habits that I've built over time to where it would seem unreasonable to think otherwise of myself. That is where my confidence comes from. That is why my beliefs are stronger than anyone's limitations. That is where my confidence is built. But I had to earn that. I had to work for that confidence. I had to take action. I had to put my back against the wall. I had to go all in. I had to take risks. I had to do things I wasn't ready to do. I had to make decisions I wasn't ready to make. That is how I built my confidence. So now, like, let's have her understand that too. Let's have her understand what will make her confident. And that is taking action. Why would you say the version of you would take the action and let go of the fear, step out of her comfort zone? Because that's what she needs to do. That's what will put her in the position she needs to be in. That's what will make her successful. Does she put time and distance? Does she kick it under the rug? No. So what do we need to let go of, Amanda? Fear. Yeah. And then we can future pace her. And like when you have let go of the fear and you start stepping into that like leadership role. Yeah. That's actually something I wanted to see more from you in this call. The identity. Yeah. Her being the leader in the family, her having to like provide and set up everyone's future and think of everyone's future. I would want to see more of like the word leader in that. Being proactive, not reactive. Yeah. And how her family would look up to her as that leader. How she would view herself, knowing that she's fulfilling the shoes of a leader, fulfilling the role of the leader. Yeah. Her husband's not able to provide. He's disabled. So now she's able to like step into his shoes and take that role and do a damn good job at it at that. That is something that will land a lot more now in this conversation. So that's something we should have been sprinkling in throughout the call. You get me? Yeah. And then challenging that identity with the person she has been, because she hasn't been leading. She's been following. She's been a follower. She's been reactive. She's been passive. She hasn't been facing her fears. She's been avoiding them. When you create such a massive contrast between those two identities, at the end of the call, it would seem unreasonable for that person to fall into their old identity. The only logical path is to step into the new identity and become that kind of person, because that's the kind of person that's able to do this, and that. But the person they've been and have been is the one that's led them to this position, where they're overwhelmed, where they're afraid, where they're uncertain of the future, uncertain of what it could look like for their family. Yeah? That is what will make this call from good to great. And then getting to the fear in half the time that you did would take it from great to fucking elite. And that is the standard I want to set for you in this call, is elite. This is good. You closed her. It's good enough for this call, but it's not good enough for where you could be, Chris. Yeah? Like, and you know that too. It's not even something I have to tell you. But I'm very happy with what I see. Good job. Let's keep going through the fear a little bit more. We'll get to the part where she paid. And then let's see, either Vincent, Rohan, Dat, if you guys have anything for me to look at in the meantime, then lovely.
Yeah. And so if we know that the fear of and that overthinking is not serving us, like, wouldn't it be insanity to just like keep doing that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so like really what I see, if I can give you like my perspective, is just like the reason why we have that fear and that overthinking is we just haven't had a plan and haven't had the structure in place.
Is that true? Because she would have a plan if she didn't overthink. If she didn't overthink, she wouldn't be procrastinating. She wouldn't be procrastinating if she didn't have fear.
I'll be honest here. I did chat GPT that line.
Yeah? They could tell ChatGPT to go fuck itself. Because they fed you a bunch of horse shit.
I'll go delete it right now.
But do you see why though? Like, I don't want you to just think that because I said it. I want you to like understand it.
It's more so like I'm trying to get them to, hey, it's risky because like we haven't had the system and we have to step past that. But I think the fear is more important, so that makes the fear less hitting. So don't ask that.
Yeah, because it puts the responsibility on the structure. It puts the responsibility on the plan.
How do I know if I have the right structure? How
Right.
do I know blah blah blah? So I
Exactly.
just delete.
Exactly. That's why I have a problem with it, because it puts the responsibility on having a plan and having a structure, as opposed to her avoiding it and delaying it and ignoring it and lying to herself about it. That's what it really is. Yeah. Like, it's all like a sequence of events. It's all cause and effect.
Yeah.
And
I
like
agree with that.
that keeps us stuck.
Mhm.
Like I sometimes after taking 6 to 8 calls of these a day, I'm like, I had a very similar conversation like 6 times. And sometimes it's not like that, but like some days it is. And so, and I know like that's been internally holding us back. Like, are we in a place where we're ready to, hey, like that sucked. Like we know that. Are we in a place where we're ready to like let go of that because we know it's not serving us anymore?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think so, or you know so. And also, I hate the question, like, are we ready to let go of it? If she says yes, then like, what are you going to do? Pitch her?
That should be the next thing, yeah.
Okay. A better way to ask it, are we ready? It's kind of like saying, like, are we ready to commit? Are we ready to take a
Are
risk?
you ready to give me your credit card right now, honey?
A better way to ask it is like, when would you like to step into that 2.0 version of Amanda? When would you like to step into that leadership role of Amanda? Now, well, you've wanted to step into that role for a while, and it hasn't happened yet. How do you know it's different this time? Or what's any different this time around that you're willing to step into that position? That is the why now question. I got this from Kurt. This is the why now question, and it lands so well because of how it's structured, and because we left it like towards the end, where we've created all the impact. They understand the fear. They understand how the fear is like what's standing in their way of becoming the person they need to be. And because we understand that, that why now question is going to serve us tremendously. It's instead of saying, well, why now? Why not just keep kicking the can down the road? Why not just keep kicking it under the rug? You know, like how we used to ask that like back in the day. And like we could get away with it, but now we can't because it just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't create impact. This is now a way to ask it with impact. I've had people cry when I've asked them this question. So that's how you know it's impactful.
Doing that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I do feel like I'm in a calmer space where, you know, now that I'm kind of wrapping my head around like what the debt is, how much is it? Like, yeah, let's get a plan in place. Because
Right.
I mean, other than like, I mean, grief, because that's always going to be there. But like
Mhm.
prior to 6 months ago, when I went down the avenue of buying the new house and creating all this debt again,
Yeah.
it was not want to say stress-free because life is not stress-free, but it was a
No.
lot different than it is right now.
And I know well, I'll even say this. Like, I know the loved ones that you have lost, like they would, I presume would want you to get past that and live your, like the term live your best life is thrown around so much.
Right.
But like, do you feel like they would want you to push past this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. And so like that's very,
And
very
like, how would they see Amanda like stepping into that role, like telling everyone that they're all in good hands, that they're taken care of? How would you feel like sleeping at night knowing that like you have that peace of mind now because you stopped delaying and you actually like put your left foot forward in front of the right and you took action? What would that mean to you? It would mean everything. Why everything? Because I haven't been able to feel that peace of mind in these last several years.
She might cry then you
Yeah.
just bitch.
Yeah. Do you feel like you deserve that? I do. Do you feel like your family deserves it? Absolutely. This is where she'll 100% cry if you ask her this. Who are the family members that died?
Brother, mom, dad.
Okay. This would really hit hard. She's gonna like waterfall cry. If your mom, your brother, and your dad saw you right now, what do you feel like they would tell you? And then she'll probably say like, I'm proud of you. You did it. You did it, Amanda. You proved yourself right. You proved us wrong, whatever it is. Like that is where all the impact is just spilled right back out. Yeah, what up, Vincent?
I personally wouldn't have the balls to fucking even mention them or say that.
Do it.
What do you, yeah, like, fuck.
Do it.
Oof.
How much money do you want to lose? I've lost probably 50 grand in my pocket by not having the nutsack to ask the question. So ask the question.
So like that.
Ask the damn question.
The yes, no, F you hang up is all they can do.
That's all they can do.
That's it.
Yeah. Ask the question.
Yeah.
You have all the leverage to ask it, Chris. All of it. She will happily answer it.
So that's my question. Like, you need to be very, very sure.
You need to have the right to ask these questions. Every question you ask, you need to have the right to ask them.
But that one especially.
Yeah, all of them, but that one too, of course. Right? Especially if it's like a very, very personal question. You really need to have the right and the leverage to ask it. Chris is at a point where he could definitely ask it and be just fine with it. And she will break down crying. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. I made a lot of prospects cry with these kind of questions. Lots and lots of them. It's not like a bad thing, like making someone cry. Like it just helps them like really see the real emotion, right? The real impact, the real weight that it comes with it. Yeah. So that's what it is. Let's keep going a little bit more. And then Rohan, we're going to go into your, fuck. We have like 30 minutes. Okay. Fuck you, Chris. We're done with this. I'm just kidding.
We can run it a different day if you prefer.
No, it's all good. I mean, 30 minutes. We want to get to like where we want to get to.
I'm tired of my voice too, so let's watch a different go.
I'm tired of your Louisiana accent, partner. Yeehaw. Dude, great call. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. some of my calls, I wouldn't even give it a 10. So just to put it in perspective. But this is like very high level from one bite, everyone knows the rules. This is very high level from what like I've seen from you before. You got in the pocket, you hit very uncomfortable points that in the past you wouldn't have. You turned her from skeptical, I'm not ready to buy a program, to buy it. Actually, wait, before we move on, I want to see where she bought it and she feels good and all that.
Paying all this debt again.
That looks like. And if it and like I got
where is it?
I get emotional after she pays. Hold up.
Oh, you quiet? No, I'm kidding.
If you type in ask Fathom, it might take us to 7,500 if you type in 7,500. Hit
Yes?
enter?
Yeah.
Hit enter.
I did.
Oh. Maybe I
Um,
say 7,500. What the heck?
Venti. Is this how you spell 70? Yeah. That's the college dropout of me talking. 5. Fuck's sakes. Whatever. She paid. She was happy. She was good.
Yes.
All right, good. That's all. That's all that matters. She's probably never going to dispute, honestly, or never ask for a refund, because like this was like a very, very good call where you really cared about her. You didn't push her to do anything. You were very gentle with her. This was really good. Very, very good. Okay, Mr. Rohan, we're reviewing yours, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Bang, bang. Before we go into that, what was everyone's biggest takeaways from that call? Just call it out. Don't raise your hand. Just fucking go. No takeaways? Jesus.
Of
What the
course,
fuck am
I
I
would.
doing this for?
It was very good. Leveling, I think the leveling with the prospect was the biggest thing. I think, honestly, I think that's like the main thing that is the reason why he closed the call, is because he was able to level so effectively and he was able to be so personable with that prospect, right? So I think that was great. You know, he's a great guy. You could tell. I don't want
Chris is a sweetheart.
yeah, I don't want to kiss you or anything, but just,
I can't wait to see you in like, what is it, 2 weeks, Chris?
Yep.
In Austin?
On he'll be my Valentine's date.
Yeah. Yeah. No homo.
That's cracking all guys in the program.
Okay, any other takeaways? Is it only Vincent? What the fuck is
Yeah,
going on?
said in the chat, yeah, he's just a super genuine guy. Like that's his best gift. People like the way he speaks, you can tell he cares, and it's not like he's trying to take the guy's money. So that's like I'd say that's his best talent in sales so far, just from what I've seen.
100%. If you guys want to be in this game for years and years on end, like you need to have the right intentions. I like, especially now, people are understanding more what high ticket sales is. People are more aware of what it is. Prospects have gotten on calls before. Like this may not be their first call that they've gotten on. They know if your intentions are to fuck them and take their money, or if it's to help them and empower them and help them get out of their own way, change their belief system, help them in a way that will honestly change their life. These are conversations. These are life-changing conversations. These are conversations these people will never forget because they're conversations that nobody has had with them. And they're also conversations they've never had with themselves. And all of a sudden, a stranger that they've never met within 60 minutes changes their way of thinking, changes their way of looking at things, changes their worldview, their perspective. How can you forget that? That is what closing is with the right intentions. I will know based on your intentions if you want to help or if you don't. If you don't want to help, it's going to reflect your commission checks. It's going to reflect your refunds, your dispute rate, all of that. I was on the offer that I closed on for a few years was the fulfillment was not good. It was a bad product, frankly, and there would be a lot of disputes, a lot of refunds. Now, with that, I had historically the lowest dispute rate, the lowest refund rate with a terrible, with a not good program that I was selling because of my intentions, because of how I was closing, because of the questions I was asking. I never made anyone do anything. I never forced a prospect. Joao, you're in this call. Joao set me probably, I don't know, $1 million, $2 million in sets and close deals, tell them. I'm not going to even say anything.
Yeah, we were getting a lot of lead flow, and it's like some of the times it wasn't lem at all, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah, we would get a lot of refunds, and I would always have the lowest refunds, the lowest dispute rate. I would hardly ever get them simply because of how I closed. And I made sure that you have to ask yourself too, like when you close a prospect, does it make sense for them to have to ask for a refund? Does it make sense for them to have to call their bank and dispute? If the answer is yes, then you fucked yourself somewhere along the way in the call and you didn't do a good job. If the answer is no, then like, you know that you went into the call with the right intentions and you generally help the person, you help the prospect, and you do great. Your prospects will like you and respect you at the end. Yeah. Like a lot of people that I've closed, like when I was just closing full time, they ended up like following me on Instagram and like we would chat here and there and we became friends. Like that's what you want it to be. That's like best case scenario. Yeah. Worst case scenario is like you close them, you have to block them and you hope that they never find you. Like nobody wants to do that. That's not fun, is it? So have the right intentions before you learn the skills and what you need to say and the questions. Come in with the right intentions. The rest of your call will already be 10 times easier than otherwise. Yeah. Cool. Chris, are they showing? Did they confirm?
No, I heard nothing from her. I'll have to call her later.
Okay, all good. Sick. Let's review Rohan's call. We only got 20 minutes, but I still want to get to some of it. Okay. Give us some context, my G.
Easy. I think this is the guy I told you about the other day, where it's like I thought it was a good call, but like fucking partner objection, which I didn't overcome, and then the guy ended up just pulling out with fear and shit like that.
Okay.
I think I could have done a better job of getting down into his mind, like inserting doubt.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. What did you feel you did well? You went internal?
We didn't get to fear, but we did have a fairly internal conversation.
Okay.
And it gets there fairly quickly too.
Cool. What's the biggest reason prospects don't buy?
Because of fear.
Because of fear.
Yeah.
So if it's not, even if we go internal, which is good, it's important, it's not enough though. Even if we get there, but we don't get to the root cause of the problem, then that is the objection hidden in the call, and it just got vocalized at the end. That's what happened. Yeah. So getting internal isn't enough. It's important. That's how we get to the fear, is going internal. But without it, it's just, it's like you're doing a good enough job to get through the call, but not good enough to close it.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Okay. Jeez Louise. The
I
fuck?
thought got a t-shirt on and shit. And...
Ladies, covers your eyes. Man, oh man.
Okay. Nice one. Just checking. Have you got like a t-shirt or something for the call? Like, is it fairly professional to serious conversations? If you got one,
please, bro. I got a few girls in this call. What's going on? It's not respectful.
Great.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got out of the shower not long ago.
Sorry, I just got out of jail.
And if you've got somewhere have you got like a desk or anything, or like a table? I think that would be best as opposed to just being on the couch.
Oh yeah.
Just skip past this, bro.
I'm in the country, so it's a bit.
I know that you've been talking with Tiago a little bit, right? In the DMs.
Sorry.
How was that conversation?
Dude, half of these prospects are fresh out of jail.
Bro, this guy was fucking idiot, bro.
Oh, I can't.
Gee, all right.
For you, man. I'm hoping he didn't just bore the hell out of you.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, okay, perfect. To give you a heads up on this call, my job really is to get to. If I feel like we align, if I feel like we can be beautiful. To be honest, man, like I'm sure fairly bright people. Great, okay. Kind of just jumping off the back of maybe your discussion with Tiago then.
Tell the people in this call like what you're selling.
Oh. Oh, it's a fitness offer that helps people learn how to do steroids safely.
Ron, are you sure you want to stay on this offer, bro? I could find you like 5 better ones tomorrow.
Bro, 20% comms, G. 20% comms, bro. Fuck that. I'm taking 20% comms and base.
Oh, fine. Well, when you want to balance, just say the word, and I have more offers for you ready to go.
Easy. What actually is the biggest motivation behind jumping on a call like this, getting in the best shape of your life, and using gear and Tiago as that help?
Well, I feel like I've been working out for quite a while. I can't get to
How long?
what I
How long
want.
was a while?
Good.
So I've been working out now for about a year, but prior to that,
From Australia? Yo,
Very
is that here?
Yeah, he definitely sounds Australian.
Yeah, damn right. Where? Can you tell where in Australia?
Probably Sydney. It's like a bog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a break for about 6 months because I broke my leg. So yeah,
Okay. I'm guessing, were you working out before you broke your leg, or was it just?
yeah,
So
a lot,
in like
So,
totality, then, like, how long have you been working out for?
well, all up probably about 6 years. So off and on, just between work, and sometimes it was a bit too hard. So yeah, I've stacked on a few kgs since then.
It was too
I don't
hard?
really want to. Yeah, like it was not too hard with work. It was because I was flying in and out and mining work. Like wasn't too hard. I was still working out, but just not as much as I'd like to. But now that I've sort of got a more stable lifestyle, it sort of suits me to get right into it now. So we're.
What is he telling you?
Or he's just giving excuses straight away.
Yeah. Now that I have a more stable lifestyle, it suits me to work out now. Now that now that I have money, I'm gonna now start a business. It's like you start a business to make money, idiot. Not because you have it. You can, but that's not why. Now that I'm healthy, I'm gonna go to the gym. Well, you go to the gym because you're not as healthy as you want to be. That doesn't make sense. Now that my leg's healed, I'm gonna go to the hospital to check it out. Idiot. You go to the hospital because your leg isn't healed. So you see why we can't accept this?
Me to get right into it now. So whereas I'm working out 5 days a week, having 2 rest days in between.
Sure. I'm glad to see that you've been consistent now. We'll probably touch on your goals in a second. But truly, I know that you're working in the mines, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that what you do, like a 6-month shift, or like you're just like working 12 hour, like you're just doing crazy shifts in there, and then you take like 2 months or something like that?
Some days so I do 12 weeks on and about 3 to 4 weeks like off. So I'd be working for 12 weeks. Could be anything between 10-hour days to 15-hour days. So
How long were you
in the
working
heat
in
out
the
in the middle of
mines?
nowhere.
How long were you working in the mines for then?
About a year and a half, and then I just couldn't do it anymore.
Okay. What about like working in the mines meant that you couldn't say be, because the thing is, like, we've been working out for 6 years. And I'm just trying to see, like, why haven't we been able to be so consistent with it? What about working in the mines?
Yeah.
Well, like, what about the last 6 years for you, in your opinion, has meant that you couldn't be so consistent with going to the gym regularly?
Good. You're already challenging him. Good job.
One of them was just fatigue. Like from the major thing was fatigue and stuff
What do you
from
mean, like,
work,
fatigue
and
from
then
what? From work?
yeah, from just working out in the heat 24/7, being a tradesman. So it was pretty hard. Whereas now the fatigue, I don't.
Does every tradesman not work out, or are you the only one? No, there's some guys that work out. Oh, well, how does that make sense? What does that tell you about being fatigued? Is that like a reason to not work out, or did you just let it be a reason to not work out?
Really get fatigued. So I'm just usually plotting along, doing my own thing at home, and then I'll go work out, come home and eat and do everything else that I need to do around the house. So
Cool. Like, set aside for a second, man, like, do you think that we should only work out when we have the energy?
Good.
No.
Fucking great challenge.
No, that's not my mindset anymore. I don't.
It's not my mindset anymore. He's implying it used to be his mindset. When was it your mindset? For how long? What does it cost you? What will it continue to cost you?
I don't care if I have the energy. I don't care if I don't have the energy.
Why not? Why doesn't it matter?
Well, you don't really get anywhere if you give up. So
Yeah, like, did it get you anywhere, like going on and off when?
No, that's what I mean. Like it wasn't beneficial to me, and I didn't really notice much progress. Whereas now, like I'm trying to hit full.
It wasn't beneficial to me. I didn't notice much progress.
Steam ahead and just go at it as hard as I can.
What made you realize? When did you realize that that belief wasn't serving you?
Good. But what belief, right?
Fuck, yes.
That's it. That's right there, bro. Right in front of you.
Yeah.
What made you realize that belief? What's the belief, though? If you don't say it, he's not going to really know, and you're not going to really know. I know you know what it is, but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah? What made you realize that belief wasn't serving you? Great question, but you missed out. Like, you should have substituted the belief for the word the belief. But you're taking the call in a great direction. This is very high level.
What made you realize? When did you realize that that belief wasn't serving you?
I sort of realized it not too long ago. I'd say about a year ago. I was just like, no, I need to get back into it. I need to start improving my.
What happened a year ago? Did you get to that? What happened a year ago?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
We'll
So
see.
that would have been really good here. What happened a year ago that caused you to say, I need to start improving my lifestyle? Maybe it was he stepped on the scale and realized that he wasn't like the way he wanted to be. Maybe he looked in the mirror with his shirt off and all his fucking 500 tattoos and he was like, this is not the physique that I want. Maybe one of his friends or family members made a comment to him and it struck him the wrong way. Like, hey, you got fat, or like you put on some weight, or whatever it is. Yeah. The comment that struck me when I was younger, I think I was like 18 or 19. One of my parents' friends came over to our house and she was like, Itai, like, you're really skinny. Like, do you go to the gym? And that struck a nerve. I was like, fuck. Like, I got to start lifting. I got to start working out. So it could be any of that. Yeah. Could be any of those things. So have him get into that. Because then what you're also getting is how his current situation doesn't serve him, how it hasn't been serving him, how it makes him feel, what it does to his confidence, his beliefs in his own self, how he views himself, how he respects himself. That's all important stuff.
My lifestyle. I'm only getting older and I don't want to be some sloppy person. Like, I don't want to look sloppy anymore. So.
Sloppy anymore. What made you feel that you were sloppy a year ago? Then he could get into it.
How old are you, by the way?
34.
What do you mean by sloppy? What does that mean?
I just didn't look the same way I used to.
How did you used to look? I looked like this. How did you feel when you looked that way? I felt this way. What was your confidence like when you used to look this way? How did people around you look at you? What were your relationships like? Your dating life? Yeah? Were you going on dates? Were you approaching women? What was that like? How do you feel now? Less secure about myself, less confident. I keep my shirt on at the pool. I don't go on as many dates anymore. I don't go up to women. Whatever it is, he could say anything. I'm just giving you guys ideas so you could see like what's going through my mind. Yeah. That's where we need to get specific. That's where we need to get clarity.
Okay.
Like as I got older, like it's easier to stack on like the weight, and it just wasn't benefiting my sort of lifestyle, if that makes sense. Like, I'm more of a happy go-getter. I'm pretty active most of the time, so, and it just wasn't suiting me.
Does procrastination, fear, delaying it, does that align with the happy go-getter that he paints himself to be?
Nope.
What does it align as? What does it align with? Sorry.
It aligns with Mr. Sloppy.
Mr. Sloppy, yeah? The person he doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
That's the identity he's running away from. So because we know that, because we know what he doesn't want to be, we need to paint a very, very clear picture on what that is that he doesn't want, who he doesn't want to be, how he feels when he's that person, how others view him, his dating life, his sex life, things like that. It's like it's real stuff.
That's a good point, because like I felt like I had a fairly decent idea of the identity that he wanted to be and that he needed to be, but like I didn't necessarily have something to contrast that against. And maybe like having that would be useful.
Yeah. Creating the contrast is like when people say like widen the gap, that's what it is creating the contrast between the person that they are, the person that they don't want to be, and the person that they do want to be. The bigger the contrast and the heavier the contrast you can create, the more impactful your challenges will be, the more impactful your questions will be, the more impactful their answers will be, because your questions are more impactful. You get me?
Yeah.
So that's why I want a clear contrast. And that's why I say identity is so important. It, like, every single prospect, every single call, every single offer, identity will move the needle forward for you. That's why, like, I keep saying that word.
right? Okay, and so like touching on that, I know that you said that you started to overcome that. I guess like if we look at all the people that you were working with in that environment, like when you're working as a trader in the mines, were there guys that you were working around with who were able to show up consistently for themselves in the gym and stay in like a good shape and not be sloppy?
Look, some of them, yes, but they I don't know how they did it. Like,
You think they just had like a magic potion, or like do you feel like they actually had to like apply themselves and put in the work and show up and get out of their own way? Yeah, they had to do that. Well, why aren't you doing that? Procrastination, fear. Boom, right there. Yeah.
after 15-hour days,
Let me ask
in
you that, like,
45
what do you feel like
degrees.
separated you from them?
I just wasn't adapted to the heat. Like,
my skin just doesn't like work as well with the heat as theirs.
That was so stupid, bro.
That's so stupid.
I'm not well adapted. Like, bro, you live in Australia. It's not like the fucking aliens who like are well adapted. Like, fuck off.
They were adapted to the heat, but I wasn't.
For
What the
real.
fuck? Are they a different like breed of human than you are? What? Is it because you have like a million tattoos? That's that why you weren't adapted to the heat? But you're adapted to a fucking needle going through your skin, like all over your body? Is that what you're adapted to?
Yeah.
Like, make that make sense.
it just killed me. I wasn't drinking enough water as well.
Huh?
What would you do when someone says like stupid shit like that? Do you give them a look? Because
I would hold the mirror to their face and make them sound like a retard.
Mhm.
Weren't adapted to the heat, and the other guys were? Like, did they just have like a thicker skin than yours, or what did you mean? I would like chuckle, I would like laugh a bit. You'd be like, haha, no. Actually, sorry, that sounded dumb. Or so help me understand. Like, were they like on a different planet than you that they were adapted to it? Is it because they don't have as many tattoos as you? You weren't adapted to it? Like, what is it? The fuck does that mean? I'm not
Kinda like when-
accepting.
Sorry. Kind of like when they say digesting, you're like it's on a steak. Similar principle in that sense, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, running big shifts like that, especially working underground, like doing in 45 to 53 degrees Celsius, it takes
I
a
get
toll
that
on
it's
your body.
hard. Like, I get that it's hard to really. I
Yeah.
have some friends that go out and do the same thing, but
Yeah.
sometimes if it's important enough to us, we do it. And obviously, to
Yeah.
those guys who were able to make it happen, it was important. And do you think they were just
Yeah.
truly? Do you think they were just more adapted to the heat?
Yeah, I think that they were more driven than I was back then. Mainly,
by
yeah.
that?
You know what he's saying? He said this twice already. Back then, I used to have this mindset. He's implying that he doesn't think that way anymore. He
I think
doesn't.
that was one of the tougher parts of the call. It's like, because I couldn't, it wasn't necessarily like me holding him accountable. It was kind of just like him agreeing with me, which like
Mhm.
isn't the best frame.
Right.
Because if he was
Like
agreeing with me
he's
the whole time, he'd be there.
right. Like he's agreeing with you on who he used to be, or who he is trying to tell you that he used to be. But let's call it spade to spade. He's the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants you to believe that he's a different man now. He's a different person now, but he's not. Yeah. So don't buy into that. I noticed it the first time he said it. I was going to see if he said it again, and he did back then. When you say back then, like in what way are you different than how you were? Then why are we like still there? Why are we still here? It's like someone says like, yeah, I didn't have money back then. I have a lot of money now. Well, why are we on this call then? Everything's all good. If you're the person that you want to be, why are we here? If you label yourself as sloppy, well, that's more honest. But saying this is how it used to be back then isn't honest. It's like lying to yourself.
They had like their set routine and they didn't break it type of thing. Whereas now I've got my set routine and I do not want to break it. So
Okay. Again, like, at what point do you feel like you realized that you were lacking the drive?
See how you could have gotten it earlier when you said a year ago? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. It's like not having, like with Chris, he had to ask, he had to consequence her like 3 different times. So if you asked that question earlier, you wouldn't have to ask it now.
sort of just looking at myself and watching myself grow, like not grow, watching myself like sort of go downhill, and like I just started letting myself go, and my habits changed. Whereas like
Later, Dad, love you, sweetheart. Oh, did he leave already? You didn't get to hear that.
I was just eating whatever I wanted. I was just letting myself go, really.
Yeah, like in
And
your
then
opinion, then what did it cost you? Like not having the drive and not holding ourselves to that standard, as we've kind of discussed.
So you got internal, but you didn't get to the fear like you said, yeah?
Yeah.
It's right. Like, remember like the levels to it? Level 1, level 2, level 3. So not having the drive is like, it's there, but that's like a surface level limitation. I'm gonna make a video about this actually. This is really good. It's a surface level limitation. Not having the drive. Why didn't you have the drive? Meaning like you procrastinated? Yeah. In what way do you feel like you procrastinated? He'll sell you on it. Yeah. Why do you feel like that happened? Level 3, fear. Yeah. That is going to make this call much easier for you.
Yeah.
But off the surface level of it, it's like it's good. Like it's going well. It sounds good. It sounds right. It sounds cool. But then the end, he gave you a partner objection. Yeah. It's because of that fear. And why would somebody have to go and talk to their partner? Because they're afraid. Because they don't trust themselves enough to make a decision. They want to put it in somebody else's hands. Have you guys ever like, texted your homeboy like, hey, what should I text this girl? Well, would you have to ask him that if you were confident in what you were going to say? Would you have to ask him that question if you knew what you're supposed to say, what you should say? Should I say this? Should I say that? Should I say that? Should I do this? Well, you asking me that implies to me that you're not confident in what you're going to say, which is why you're coming to me first before you ask it. So it's the same thing with this guy. He has to go to his wife to talk to her before he buys, before he invests, because he does not trust himself enough. He does not believe in his own ability to make this decision by himself. Yeah? Like a man should. And if you have to go to your partner and ask her these things, then like, are you the leader you claim to be? Are you the man that you say you are? Because that doesn't really align with it, in my mind. Yeah? Like, this is where the men have to lead and go and act and move. That is why they're men.
It sort of cost me, like I'd say not my life, but like part of my life, because like I was always out and then I become lazy, sloppy. Yeah, I just didn't want to do anything really. I was drinking a fair bit, and yeah, I've recently just stopped drinking so much. Well, I don't even drink now, so I had a few drinks the other night. But
What, bro? Don't lie to me. You cannot lie to me. I get lied to for a living. You think I'm gonna believe this? Look how his story's all over the place. I was drinking a fair bit, and recently I stopped drinking so much, like a lot. This guy was probably a fucking alcoholic at some point. Well, I don't even drink now. So I had a few drinks the other night, but that was literally once in a blue moon. Like, yeah, I haven't done drugs in a long time, but I did it yesterday. But that's like once in a blue moon. You're still doing it. You're still doing drugs, dude. I just drink water now. Bull fucking shit. You drink water. If I ran your piss in a drug test, I'd probably see like 10 different substances that shouldn't be on it. And yes, I am profiling you with your tattoos. You probably fucking do other shit too that you're not telling me. So, like, yo, Rohan, my dog, all this does not make sense. We got to call it out. It's like a detective, It's like, you ever see those like police interrogation videos when they're in a room with like the suspect, and then they tell them like a story that just doesn't make sense, and you're like, wait. So you said this, but then you said this, and you said that. That doesn't really add up, does it? I would straight up say, well, you don't drink now, but you had a few drinks the other night, but that was once in a blue moon. Which one is it, man? You're telling me a bunch of different stories. Like, which one is it? Or which story do you want me to believe? Because I don't buy any of it. And then I would just go, I would like look at him. Yeah? It's like, he's telling you this because he thinks he can lie to you and get away with it, which I find disrespectful. Prospects stop lying to you when they know that you're 2 steps ahead of them. And they know that you can't be bullshitted. So once you call this out here, you're going to be able to call out a bunch of other things, and he's going to tell you the truth and not a bunch of lies. Because I thought he's been going to the gym and he's been super consistent and he hasn't been drinking and doing all these things, but he just slipped up. He just exposed himself. He dropped his own pants. Yeah. So I have to call this out. Like when you catch a lie, call it out.
That was literally once in a blue moon. So I'm not, all I do now is just drink water and yeah, try and get
Yeah, I don't believe that.
fit.
I guess for you then, right? Like it seems that we've had maybe this realization that okay, maybe we shouldn't only do things when we have the energy, and maybe we should push the energy, or maybe we should be more driven. I guess for you,
in his mind, he's like, okay, good. He didn't catch that. He didn't catch me slipping up. Good. I got away with it. Let me get away with it when I give him the partner objection and try to make him believe that I really need to go to talk to my partner. When in reality, I'm afraid.
You think he's single?
Dude, he probably has like 5 side hoes and he probably hasn't been in a serious relationship any time in his life. I don't know why any woman that has respect for herself would want to be in a relationship with this guy. No, it didn't.
the last 6 years, why, in your opinion, do you feel like you were that way, that you lacked drive, or that when it was hard, that we just didn't necessarily do it? What was behind that?
Oh, fuck. It's 5:05. I'm actually late to a call. I was having so much fun with this jackass. I completely missed it. Guys, thank you all for showing up. Ron, we'll get more to like your other call next time.
Easy.
Appreciate you guys for showing up, being respectful, helping each other out. This was very, very good. And hope to see you guys in the next one on Friday. It's going to be at 4 o'clock. I'm going to move the time, but I'll see you guys then. All right.
Easy. See you then, bro.
Peace, guys. Drop your takeaways in the Discord, please.
Of course, bro.